Get y'all's attention, it's 5:30, so we want to start promptly so we don't hold anybody up tonight. Tonight's opening prayer is by Pastor Trent Williams from Miracle Missionary Baptist Church. So Pastor, just step up to the podium and bless the meeting tonight, please. Please stand.
Shall we pray? We gather tonight, God, asking that the servants of this community, that they are grateful for the opportunity to work together for the common good of this community. We ask now, Lord, that you would give them guidance as they deliberate on matters that affect the lives of our neighbors and the future of our city. Grant them wisdom to see clearly. Give them courage to act justly and humility to listen well, especially those whose voices are often unheard. Help them to put aside partisan interests and personal gain, focusing instead on what truly serves the people that they represent. Give them patience in discussions, respect in disagreements, and unity in shared purpose. May they remember that behind every decision are real people, families, workers, children, and elders whose daily lives are touched by what they do here tonight. Bless our city with safety and prosperity. Strengthen our schools, support our first responders, and care for those who struggle. Help us, Lord God, and them to be good stewards of our resources and faithful guardians of the trust that is placed in them. And may the work that they do tonight reflect integrity, compassion, and genuine commitment to building a community where all can flourish. And we ask this now in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. We'll place the flag of the council.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll have roll call tonight because everyone is present. Next thing on our agenda tonight is approve the minutes of January 20th, 2026 regular work session, January 20th regular meeting, and the January 23rd special call meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Council Tuck made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Council Pro Tem Young made the second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Motion passed. Approve of the agenda. We have a request to add Jason Moran with EMA to our agenda. Do I have a motion to add Jason to our agenda?
I'd like to make a motion to include Jason Moran to our amendment. Goodness gracious.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Council.
Council Pro Tem Young made the motion. Council Lucas made the second. All those in favor of amending our agenda, please raise your right hand. Motion passed, 6-0. So Now I'll take a motion to approve the amended agenda as presented.
I make a motion to approve the amended agenda as presented.
Council Tuck made the motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Council Pro Tem Young made the second, and we're gonna add you, Jason, to the public comments, from, your short. Yeah, we're gonna vote. So, all those in favor, just raise your right hand, and just kind of letting Jason know when he's gonna come up. Motion passed 6-0. Mayor's report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Great to have all of you here tonight, and council, glad you're here in your chairs, doing your job and doing it well. And I'm reporting that things are getting a little bit better around here. Got a great announcement tonight. Benita Abram has joined us as executive assistant and PR person, and she got on deck today, and I don't think I've seen as many smiles in the mayor's office in the last 2 months as have been there today, as people have been coming by and getting a warm reception. Those of you who don't know Benita, she's a seasoned executive assistant, public relations professional with more than 25 years supporting senior leadership, making complex operations and building strong relationships across organizations and communities. She brings a unique combination of administrative excellence, strategic communication, operational insight, and it's grounded behind a bachelor's of administration degree and professional certifications in lean management and Six Sigma black belt. So she is the mayor's bodyguard. Don't worry about that. So I'm doubly pleased. I didn't know that until just today. So you guys don't give me too much slack. I got a bodyguard now. So it's a good thing. It's just, Benita, welcome, and I hope some people meet you for tonight. So
Congratulations.
Thank you.
what you're going to get out of me for a while, and these reports are some things that I think you need to know, and some things directionally that we're trying to pull off with direct reports and council support. And that is that we in Alexander City have a big challenge on our hands. We've got a lot of needs, and our resources aren't quite as large as our needs. But before I get into that, I want to mention the cold snap, and a personal thanks to Tony Harris, the church, and everything. We're opening up as a warming station for our community, and we'll call Tony and ask him to do it. He didn't hesitate, and I appreciate that very much. So as we go in and so forth, that brings up the thing about cost of heat. There's been some question about price of gas going up, price of electricity going up. Because of an arrangement we have in those arenas, it's not so much a cost in the units of heat that's going up, it's a cost in the volume of different stuff we're going to be using. So what we've been trying to encourage people to do is staying warm is costly, and we need to be smart and manage well. Because, for an example, if you at your home will leave your thermostat on 69 and put on a sweatshirt and a cap if you need to, versus running it up to 73, 74 and taking your sweatshirt off, your power bill is going to be, your gas bill is going to be significantly higher because of this cold snap. And it's not so much to do with the price of the fuel because of some arrangements we've got, it's the volume that's going up. And we've been warned that this is an anomaly. It's a rare occasion, and we can expect our February, March bills to be significantly higher. So, not telling you don't stay warm, but realize that the higher you run the thermostat up, the higher the bill at home is going to be. I had a lady call me last night, and she said she had on 2 pairs of sweatpants, 2 hoodies, and gloves. And she said, and I'm staying warm. So her bill, I'm sure, will not be as high as mine will. My cats want to stay warm. So the cost of heat. Also, just a word of information to the community about, we entertained the mayor and interested people, John McKelvey along with him, about ambulance service, us providing ambulance service to New Site. And talking through that, we already have Tallapoosa County ambulance service in New Site, And we have a partnership agreement with Tallapoosa that what they can't do, we will try to back up and catch up. But we can't take that service on as the solo provider at this point in time. And so the partnership's there. We'll still catch runs. We make the runs to the school and youth site already. And that's where that is. And all the parties partied. Bobby was in the meeting with me, and all the parties partied in good spirits and understanding when we got through that meeting last week, last week. Let me talk about what we need to change. I talked last meeting about current reality. We need to, as people in the community and as leaders in the community, we need to make sure we're telling the truth about how things are right now. And how things are right now is okay. They are what they are. Nobody got them this way on purpose, but we have some real challenges to dig out of. It's okay to be where we are, but it's not okay to stay where we are when our children and our grandchildren deserve a better future. And that's what we're trying to build on. And we got to get together and work together to discover new methods and new means to secure a better future tomorrow than what we've got today. And part of that is the Center of Excellence. Elliott City has to become a center of excellence again. We talked about education, housing, raising families, good jobs, recreation and vacations, healthcare, and the quality of life. Our football group this past year made a major step in that way. We got to semifinals for the first time in a long, long time. That's the kind of excellence we need to start pursuing and not being satisfied all the time in everything that we're doing. Excellence needs to become our standard, regardless of what it is. If we're cutting our grass at home, excellence needs to become our standard. We're raking our leaves, picking up trash, not throwing stuff out of the window. There are a lot of things that we can reclaim as a center of excellence that don't cost us a whole lot of money. But raising our families here, we want this to become the place, and we want to put the things in place so that this becomes the preferred home where our children are raised and they want to come back and raise their children, just as we've chosen to come back here at this point in time. That's going to take pride and dignity, discipline and fellowship, and us unifying together and working together. Doing this is a must for us. We have to do it. Four things that I would talk about is I've been all over the world looking at different manufacturing plants, seeing all these fancy buildings that get built and seeing all this equipment that you put in them. And there's one thing that's real clear to me. Brick and mortar is not a competitive advantage. Technology is not a lasting competitive advantage. Systems and processes are not lasting competitive advantages, because all of those, just one little investment by a competitor and we could be out of business. The only lasting competitive advantage we have are our people. And we need to start focusing on our people. We, the people, are the key to any future and any success that Elliott City will ever have. And we've got to get our act together. We've got to reclaim our pride along the lines of, this is my home, and I'm proud of it. And we need to clean up around our own property so that we're not degrading the property of neighbors around us. We need to learn how to cut back where we can cut back on resources and be good stewards. And we need to do the best. I need to do the best I can and trust my neighbors to do the best that they can. Hospitality has to be improved. We need to be the people who greet the folks you meet. Let someone else get that parking spot at Walmart. And you drive on back out a little bit more. Hold the door open for people that are coming in and out, so that anybody who visits Elliott City will leave here, and when they say, how was Elliott City? They say, boy, those folks down there were sure friendly folks. That's the kind of hospitality we need to start offering everywhere, all the time, everything we do. We need to reclaim a time of integrity, where we tell the truth, where we pay our bills, where we honor our commitments, where we don't throw trash out the window when we drive down the highway, and we need to always try to do the right thing. And the last thing I would encourage us to do is we need to unify our efforts, because if you're not building things up, you're part of the problem of them degrading and going down. And if what you're doing and what I'm doing is not improving the quality of life where we're living, you're not a leader, you're a leech. Folks, I would encourage you, and I would claim that we can do better. Let's get to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, for your comments. Next item on the agenda is report from my standing committees. Financing really hadn't much changed. All the accounts still look about the same. We are still in the process of collecting a business license. I've been contacted by a couple of people saying that our website is still not as friendly as it needs to be. We're aware of that, trying to work it out. I know Jan was trying to help some folks work through it. Jill is taking her place because Jan is retired. So if anybody's having any issues, feel free to call the city, because we want to help you to make sure everything's done. As far as our IT report goes, they're still working on our website upgrade. We're still working on cybersecurity. We're still working on the Ninja One training, something we passed a while back. We're going to get that new program. They're still working on Sportsplex cameras. They're looking at putting those cameras that we spoke about out at the Cooper Rec Center just to help the security out there. And they're still doing new computer setups, and then they're working on various software evaluations. So our IT department is all the time busy, so we appreciate what y'all do. That's all I have to report. So public safety, Council Pro Tem Phil Young.
No report from the fire department, but from the police department, Lieutenant Orlando Daniels was promoted to captain and will be moving up to his new position in the next couple of weeks. On Saturday, February the 21st at 9 o'clock, the Alex City Police Department will be having an open physical agility test for individuals who are interested in becoming law enforcement officers. To sign up for the physical agility test, it can be found on the Alexander City Police Department's Facebook page. Also, I'd like to mention Officer Kirkland Newsom. He's not here? Yes. Okay, he has been selected as the Alex City Police Department's 2025 Officer of the Year. So I want to congratulate him. We'll be glad we'll get him later. Okay. At this time, I'd like to ask somebody to come up to the podium. Brother Harris, Blaine, Teresa, Lois, if y'all would come up here just for a second, please. First of all, I want to tell you that these individuals are with Family Worship Center. Of course, Tony is the pastor here. We have Blaine Stewart and Teresa Stewart and Lois Ringo. What we witnessed over the last 10 days in Alex City was something unusual. And when we start talking about people stepping up to the plate to do special things, we didn't have to push their button very hard. They were already in the motion to do that. What they didn't have was they didn't have the things they needed to, in normal warming situations. They normally take care of people that are need places to stay, like tornado activities or other things, feedings and things like that. But I want to introduce them. And Liz, I wanted you to see who these four people are, because these four people are the ones that took charge of our warming station without any question. And I know for a fact it was open 10 days. You had over 10 people that were in and out throughout the process. But I just want to say thank you publicly for what y'all done and what you did for Alex City, because you made us all look a lot better. And I know that Jason is very appreciative of what you did as well. Absolutely. But I wanted to say thank you in front of everyone. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
There was a conversation that came up, so y'all will know about this, is that their church has offered to become a partner with the city in future situations like this. You know, whether it be storm related. Am I taking your thunder away or here? Okay. But so they are offering to partner with us. And I want to also thank the Elliott City Police Department and the Elliott City Fire Department who went by there every night, that they were there to check on them. So there was somewhat of a partnership in this situation. But it was just unbelievable what y'all did. And again, I just want to say thank you.
Can I say a word? Can I say a word?
Sure you can, yeah.
How this thing started is Teresa Stewart, she called me and she told me that her and Blaine, her husband, had been talking. And she asked me, would it be possible for us to open up our ministry building, which is at East Church Street, for a warming station. Well, I said, I think that would be a great idea. So it was her and Blaine's really idea to do this. And I had just 3 days or 2 days or something told my wife, I can't believe we don't have a warming station in Elliott City. And then they called me. I didn't even think about us doing it until she called me. So I want to thank her and Blaine really for coming up with an idea to do this. Because if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't have happened. Because I didn't think about it. And I know Bill's already done it, but thank Lois, she stayed several nights. And we didn't leave this unattended. We was there with these homeless people. We have more homeless people than you know in Alexander City. And people living in their cars in Walmart parking lot. They was coming and staying at the facility where they could be warm. And it wasn't about me. I just want y'all to know that it's about them. They're the one that done the work, and I appreciate them. And I want to appreciate Bill, because Bill come by just about every night, if not every night. And he brought blankets, and he brought him and his wife bought stuff and brought to us. And he also arranged for the police department to come by and check, and the fire department to come by and check, just for safety. So I thank you and Mr. Jason. He come up with us some cots.
Yes.
He was first sleeping on, they were sleeping on the floor on mats or just on cots, not cots, but blankets. And he got us some cots for them, made them more comfortable. So there was a lot of people involved in this. And we would like to partner with the city if y'all see fit, if something else comes up. I'd like to buy some cots instead of running them down somewhere, and some things that we need to do this. But it needs to be done in Alexander City. And I want to thank the mayor and the council also, and everybody that was involved. So God bless you all.
Utilities, Councilman Lucas.
Yeah, I just got one update from the mayor signed a agreement with Tyler Construction to bore under Old Dayville Highway and place a sewage line down Flint Hill Place to go to the new building that they're going to build there. And it's just an update that he signed the contract for a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Mayor. And it was for a total of $15,450. That's everything included to do it. So that's all I've got for now.
All right, thank you. Parks and Rec, Councilman Tuck.
The Sportsplex, softball and baseball and t-ball registrations are currently ongoing at acpr.reddesk.com. Registrations will be until February 9th at midnight. There will be no late registrations. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please contact Nick Hand at nick.hand, nick.hand at alexandercityal.gov. Our opening day is scheduled for Saturday, March the 28th, and we'll have more details as we get closer to that day. We wrapped up our basketball season last Friday. I'd like to thank all of our coaches and players who continue to make this event a success. All-Star practice will begin next week. All-Star practice will begin next week for our District 5 tournament. That will be on February the 28th, and our state tournament will follow on March the 7th. That will be in Birmingham, Alabama. We are getting ready for our third annual Easter egg hunt at the Sportsplex to be held on Saturday, March the 21st. And we'll have more details of that. We'd like to urge, just going back to what you said about the cameras and stuff, like to urge people to be cautious around the back half of Cooper Rec Center and Laurel Park. We are still installing the cameras, and those cameras will cover the walk-off pool, the softball fields, the restaurants, the pavilion, and the entrance area to make sure that we provide a high-class level of safety in the area. Going back to the golf course, last year in our budget for the golf course, we had a plus of $11,000. And right now, only 2 months into this year, our day average is $1,500 a day. So I know we had some unlikely weather out there for the last 4 days, as Bill mentioned, but stay with you call the goddamn swimming club. So get you around the golf in. At the airport and the Nutrition Center, it's business as usual. And we would like to remind everybody to keep the Riddle family in our prayers as Camden prepares for his treatments.
Thank you, Councilman Tuck. Public Works and Building Community Development, Councilman Waldron.
Yeah, I've got a couple updates. First of all, from the Adelia Russell Library in Manny's Place. There's still some openings for March and April volunteers to read at Wednesday story times. If you're, again, a business owner, parent, banker, doctor, have a pulse, we'd love for you to participate in the program. Saturday, February 7th is Take Your Child to the Library Day. So child, grandchild, a child, let's get the place filled up. There's a Valentine's Day painting class for all ages at 2 p.m. on February 12th. There'll be an artist trading cards workshop at 2 p.m. on February 13th. You can check the website for details. There's still a large number of free books and for sale books at the library, and several large print books were recently weeded and are now for sale. So there's a lot going on at the library. For our public works, the street department was called back in twice over the weekend due to the cold weather concerns. Also, the street department completed CIP projects, which was a new shed over equipment and materials. The work was done in-house at a savings of approximately $40,000 for the city. The building maintenance department has completed one of their approved CIP projects, refurbishing the atrium, which I'm sure some of you saw when you came in, with the deep cleaning of the pools, and concrete wash and repainting. The work was also done in-house and saved another additional $7,000. No report from the building department. Thank you.
Thank you for that update. City Clerk Cemetery, Councilor Gorey.
All right, we'd like to thank Piper, who's been filling in for the previously vacated position in the mayor's office. So thank you for that. I know y'all, a lot of you have been pulling double duty, and it doesn't go unnoticed. They coordinated 2 burials with Radney Funeral Home and had 2 transfer of ownership of burial plots. And thank you to Stephanie for attending the library board meeting. And a special meeting was held due to the possibility of severe winter weather, and they have responded to multiple public records requests.
All right, thank you for that update. No reports from special committees. We don't have any public hearings tonight. We don't have anyone signed up to comment on anything that's on the agenda. So now, Jason, we'll welcome you to the podium, give us an update on what you do.
Okay. So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to thank Councilperson Mr. Bill Young for the invitation, and you all for amending your agenda for the amendment for me to speak again. So, but I do appreciate that. So, and before we start, I want to thank Brother Tony again for what he's done as far as opening that warming station. That is a huge asset for me and for the community, and to be able to push that information out to the community through media, social media, and all aspects of getting stuff out to the community. So I appreciate everybody doing that. So first, let me say thank you again for the opportunity to speak this afternoon. You can ask any EMA director across the nation, and most of them are going to come back and say, what is the most important thing that EMA can do? And most of them are going to tell you build relationships. And that's why I'm here tonight. That's why I've done what I have in the past. We have collectively as an office, working with all the city councils in the county, all the mayors in the county, all the circuit clerks, all the fire chiefs, all the police chiefs, all the commissioners, the fire chiefs, and the list goes on. So it's kind of a unique position, and every area's kind of got its own dynamics of how things work. But luckily here in Nabors City, everybody's always been hands on deck, and what can we do to help? And that's always a great atmosphere to be in. So building those relationships, that puts names with faces. So the first time we actually meet somebody and need somebody that helps us help, it's not the first time we meet them. So that's always a good thing. I appreciate the relationship we've built in the past, and I look forward to those collaborative efforts that we can build in the future to help protect our citizens. So some people may ask, what is EMA? So we're the coordinating agency for natural, technical, man-made disasters, and now planned events. This includes preparing for, responding to, and recovering from whatever the event might be. EMA is responsible for standing up the Emergency Operations Center, which is located at the Beta Campground Center. In the event that it's needed, once the Operations Center is open, EMA is responsible for the logistics and operations of it. So Emergency Operations Center is where we bring everybody together to one central location, whether it be council people, utilities, police, fire, EMS, whatever. It depends on the incident. It depends on if you have injuries or deaths, or if you just need to relocate people, or whatever it might be. It could be a hazmat incident. So you bring everybody into the same room together to make decisions that impacts that event. What we do is the main objective is support the mission of all the first responders out in the field. And the second thing would be to plan the next operational period. That could be 8 hours or 12 hours or 24 hours, but plan to get what the first responders need to do what their job is. We now have the ability to deploy a mobile command center for on-site communications and support any event in the county. We're the agency that connects, the one agency that connects law enforcement, fire departments, EMS, non-governmental organizations, volunteers, nonprofits, religious groups, state and federal agencies, elected officials from all levels, neighboring county resources, and the list goes on. So the EMA office is the one person or the one group that touches all those different entities. And that way, kind of sort of the right hand knows what the left hand's do, okay? We're 24/7 direct line to the National Weather Service. In Birmingham, in our case, is our warnings center for planning for life-threatening events, issuing watches and warnings, and providing them on-scene accurate information and feedback back to them when appropriate. So if something happens in the neighboring county before it gets to us, we get that information pushed through the National Weather Service. Something happens in our county, I'm listening to trees down or structure damage or whatever it could be, to be sent to the next county that the storm could be traveling into. We're the direct line to Alabama EMA for resource requests, grant coordination, and to provide guidance and assistance when submitted damage assessments for a possible reimbursement from FEMA. And I did say possible. So every disaster is, and I say this again here, but it's local. We got to do what we got to do, whether it's a FEMA reimbursement or not. So, and that's where experience in disaster organization, planning, and that kind of stuff is a huge asset if you have that in your organization. So we also manage the Tallapoosa County Alert Mass Notification alerting system, and we encourage every resident in the county to create themselves in the county. So currently we have 18,800 and about 61 members in that out of a population of what, about 42,500 people. So there is some more people that could be added. This system has saved lives in Tallapoosa County already. I'm grateful for the Tallapoosa County Commission for supporting that. And we call it Tallapoosa Alert. There is actually a tab on the city's webpage where you can go sign up for that. You can also go to Talco.com, and there's a scrolling marquee at the top. You can click on that sign up here button. So we made it easy. Also give you some packets there, and this includes some information on response to natural disasters. Also included is a FEMA guidance on different levels of damage and assessments. Should there be a natural disaster like the ones we've had here before, EMA is here to help lead and assist with the damage assessment. But as in those cases, ultimately someone from your organization is submitting your documentation and reimbursement request. So that comes from within. We are here to assist and act as a go-between between the state and federal agencies. In most all cases, if FEMA comes to the county, they come to the local EMA first. All disasters start and end local. So, Tallapoosa County and the city of Evans City were the first to use the damage assessment software called Orion back in the April 19th, 2020 storm. This system is currently still being used today. We were the guinea pigs, kind of, sort of, and we made it work, and it works well. We also write, update, and maintain the Tallapoosa County All Hazards Emergency Operations Plan. All entities in Tallapoosa County are asked for input. We do that every 2 years. We also are in charge of the All Hazard Multi-Jurisdictional Mitigation Plan that you guys are all a part of, the city is. Basically, that gives you access to FEMA reimbursement funds, if there is any, and also mitigation projects if they are pre-identified. The current plan is at FEMA for approval, hopefully soon. Once it's approved, I'll return for a formal adoption. That has to be presented back to you guys for a formal write-off on that. We base all our efforts on first, life safety. Second is incident stabilization. And third is property preservation, so LIP, if you will. That's how we design all our plans. We also use the National Incident Management System, or NIMS, for incident coordination. Those that are in charge of others, like your command staff, are required to have advanced ICS classes. This puts everyone on the same sheet of music. It's critical for any incident to have a clear, unified message that goes out to the public. Your public information officer, Ms. Benita, what's your last name again?
Abram.
Abram? Okay. I'm sure we'll be talking again. So, but your PIO is so important in most all cases, especially in time of disaster. It's crucial for command staff to attend classes to obtain personal knowledge, to better perform daily tasks, and to meld in with others should they go to another location, or if somebody were to come here to our emergency operations center. So that networking, if you will, is if you get a Big Mac in Evans City, one in Opelika, one in Atlanta, and one somewhere else, they all kind of taste the same. And the fries kind of taste the same, but that's kind of sort of how we operate. The incident command structure is the same, and expectations of that position is the same across the board. We work with our VOAD, which is Volunteer Organizations Active in Disaster, to help manage the Volunteer Reception Center, which helps take care of our folks. They also help take care of anyone that comes in from outside of town to help us mitigate that incident. Just the little things mean so much. Providing lunch and checking on them at the end of each day. We want to make sure that all the volunteers that come in and register, first of all, we get their information. We can call them if they want to check back in the afternoon to make sure they're not hurt and injured. Councilperson Mr. Lucas, he's provided meals and stuff in the past for those people that come to town. So those volunteer efforts and that stuff that just kind of sort of happens is greatly appreciated. We're currently working with our local first responders to create a posture of readiness for planned events. This is very unfortunate and necessity due to the things that happen in our culture today. It's always better to have a plan in advance than it is to write one as we go. We work with organizations like the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and other nonprofits to coordinate commodities for distribution to our citizens, to take water, for example, water, food, ice, clothing, hygiene products. EMA currently has MOUs with the city of Evans City, and I included that in your packet so everybody would have that and can read it. I think me and Mr. Mayor Nabors signed that some time ago. So is to use the city properties and buildings for these type of needs. And we closely work with the Alabama Department of Public Health to stay prepared for health disasters. We've transported and distributed pallets of PPE during COVID-19. We even delivered respirators to Russell Hospital. We'd go to Montgomery, pick stuff up and bring it back here, because there wasn't nobody else to go get it. We also we are the local contact for ADM on hazmat instances of all kinds. Any spill that can causes contamination to land, air, or water, we act as a go-between with ADM and the owner of the spill to make sure the environment's returned to its pre-existing condition. We also support and work with all our local first responders with our local emergency planning committee. What we do there is we have an annual exercise that we come up with the hazards from our threats and hazard analysis that we use as what is going to be our exercise for this year. This year we're planning on doing something at the new Benton Russell High School. So, in our spare time, we like to go to public events and share the message of being safe, prepared and having a plan and taking care of you should an event occur. We can't stop disasters from happening, but we can be as prepared as possible. I plan with your assistance to continue to encourage our citizens to be in a ready state and respond to any disaster in our county at any time. As in the last few weeks have shown us, we never know what the weather's going to be like here. So, not never here to come and take over what's going on, but we have had a really good relationship in the past with the first responders. You know, Reese, Chief McAllister can pick up the phone, or Chief Private can pick up the phone and call me and say, hey, I need this. If I don't have it, I know somebody in another county that might have it, and it's on the way. So that's pretty much all I got. I'll be proud to entertain any questions. I know that's a lot in Harry, but that's kind of sort of what we do. It's never a boring day.
I just got one thing I want to add. I mean, when the hurricanes hit the Gulf down there and everybody started coming this way, looking for places to stay, their group coordinated all of the events or all the areas where these people were staying, whether it been the trailers or from that to toilet paper, everything that was involved to take care of those people coming up here. But you guys are greatly appreciated, and I appreciate you coming tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was just going to say thank you for coming, thank you for the packet, and I always thank you for your partnership and your willingness to help out.
Appreciate it. Anytime.
Thank you. We don't have any reports from the status of the city finances, no proclamation, no unfinished business. Tonight's new business is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with the Engineering and Environmental and Forestry Service Company, and it's sponsored by Council Waldron. Would you like to make any comment on that?
Well, I mean, it's a project that's 80% funded, I believe, and it's a grant. It's a multi-year grant for sidewalks and grade improvements into our long-term plan.
Right. Do we have a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
I'd like a motion to approve the resolution as written.
Councilor Young made a motion, Councilman Tuck made the second. Questions or comments? I would like to say I want to thank the county commissioner because they were the one who is putting up the $30,000 for this grant. So thank them for their commitment to work with us, and the sidewalk we're working towards trying to connect this area to downtown. So it will start at Central Boulevard and go down Joseph Street. Is what the plan is right now. And the hopes is to keep carrying it downtown to try to make every point of Elliott City accessible. And it won't only stop downtown, we'll keep branching out to neighborhoods and all. But that's the whole purpose behind it, to continue to make our city as accessible and pedestrian friendly as we can. With that being said, no other further comments or questions? All those approved the resolution as it stands, give somebody raising your right hand. Motion passed 6-0. The next thing on the agenda is to waive the $500 fee for Blues in the Park. It's going to be held May 16th, 2026 in Strand Park. Do I have a motion to approve the request as presented?
Make a motion to approve the request as presented.
Councilman Tuck made the motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Councilman Kelly made the second. Any questions or comments?
I've got a question. on these events, and I'm referring to Jazz Fest, I know we're not doing Jazz Fest anymore, right, but all of these events that we're doing, how do we determine how many public safety individuals are in attendance? I know it's based on crowd, but when we don't know that,
It's on the application.
no, I know that, but I'm
Based on the
saying,
number of attendees expected.
right, I guess to my point is, when we are not, when we don't have enough people out there, do we call people in? Is that paid for by the city, or does the event holder, who handles all that? Chris, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm asking this question because I know in our last event that we had, it ended up being where we were understaffed based on the number of people that were there. It became a real issue. So I'm asking for future reference.
In this particular event, we make sure we have plenty of people. The event you're referencing is fairly new. This one has been going on for years, so we kind of know what to expect, the crowd size. So we definitely have more than 2 officers compared to that last one.
Yeah, okay.
Where again?
Just curious.
What are you referring to?
The homecoming event. Yeah, that was not, yeah. Okay.
Any other questions?
Has this fee been waived before in the past?
It has been. And I would say the Blues in the park is well attended. Based on my knowledge, I don't think we've ever had a problem out there. I think they're always really good about cleaning up after the sale, and it's just well attended. And I always try to go every year because it's always a good crowd out there, and we really have good music.
And if I can add, the number of police officers that are required based on attendance, the people that are staffing the event pay those officers directly.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Do I have a motion to approve the request as presented? Motion. Council Tuck made the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Council Pro Tem Young made the second. All those in favor of approving the request as presented, please raise your right hand. Motion passed 6-0. Public comments. Tony, I know you signed up. Did you want to speak?
No, I done say thank you.
Okay, thank you. Comments from the council. We'll start with Council Pro Tem Young tonight.
First of all, I want to thank, again, I want to thank Tony. Thank y'all for what you guys did from the church, police department, fire department. Incredible that we were able to work together to make that work. I want to welcome and I appreciate our president of our Elliott City School Board, Adam Wade, for being here. Adam and I have had some conversations about how we want to join our partnership with our discussions about things that are going on in our community, and I'm looking forward to that with the board. So thank you so much for being here. I also want to tell you that we could not have been at a better event than we were at on Friday night to dedicate Coach Paul Carney the court on his behalf. Man that has spent many years in this community, that has touched a lot of kids and taught them. I mean, you talking about developing leaders and just a class act with high integrity, everything. The only thing that was said that night is not completely accurate. Coach Carney told me this one time. I said that I always introduced him as being a backup drummer for the Commodores, but in reality, he practiced with them. And one day he told me, he said, "Bill, you know that's not true. I wasn't a backup drummer for the Commodores." And I told Coach, I've been lying for 25 years. He better not correct that lie now. But so he's been that person all his life. But anyway, it was a pleasure to be around that. I think we had probably over 800 people there. But a great job by the Elliott City school system. Also, from our tourism board, I did want to make this one other announcement here. I apologize. It was sitting up in there. Bassmaster Elite 101 professional anglers will be here next week. The tournament begins next Thursday through Sunday, the 12th through the 15th, and it will be nationally televised, so Elliott City will be in the spotlight. To get more information on it, go to exploreLakeMartin.com. Okay, Sandra, thank you for everything you do in the tourism committee. That's it.
Thank you. Council Walter.
It's great to see everybody. Derek, I'm so excited about the new high school. Many of you might know I was on the school board for 10 years, and conversations of this new school started before that. So there were a lot of people who did a lot to make that happen. Steve Robinson, David Sturdivant, the late Dorothy Walker, and Fred Norris, and Denise Bates, Kevin Speaks. There's a lot of people over the years who fought hard to get that done, and in cooperation with the city council, we got it done a few years ago, and now we're at the finish line. So it's a great time to be in Elliott City. As I say, it's a great time to be a Wildcat. I'm glad everybody survived the cold snap. I left after our last meeting and was gone for 2 weeks traveling, so I didn't get to experience it. But I won't say where I was because it was a lot warmer than here. But anyway, it's great to see everybody. I'll quit rambling.
All right, thank you. Councilor Gorey?
Just thank you to everyone that came out tonight. We truly appreciate your interest, your time, and your commitment to our city. So thanks to everybody for coming out.
Thank you. Councilor Lucas?
I'd like to thank all the utility departments and the police department, fire department for everything they do on a daily basis for the city and the citizens of Elliott City. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Tuck?
I'd like to thank all y'all for being here. Just to kind of echo what Bill said, like recognize Adam Way for being here. Me and him serve on the United Way board as well, so we have the opportunity to kind of work together. And thank you guys for allowing us to have this beautiful high school, as Kelly mentioned, and also for the improvements that you guys are going to continue making in our city, especially in the Parks and Rec department. When you talk about the softball field, the baseball field, the indoor, I think that's $1 to $3 million worth of improvements that the city's not going to have to necessarily worry about coming out of our budget. So I thank you guys for that. Big congratulations, Mr. Abrams, for the hire. Well deserved, and looking forward to working with you. I'd like to also remind everybody, just keep the Riddle family in our prayers as we go to sleep tonight, and just glad everybody made it safe for the cold snap. And remember, never too cold to play some golf.
Thank you, Councilor Tuck. Hey, I'd like to thank everybody for your attendance. If needed, glad to have you on board. Looking forward to great things coming out of that office. Pastor Trent, Miracle Nation, thank you for coming tonight. It's rare that we have a pastor stay through the whole council meeting, so we're glad to see you here. Adam, thank you for being here as well. Sandra, always thank you for what you do. Jason, thank you for coming and sharing with us tonight. Tony, thank you for you and your folks. There's a lot of people in this room who does a lot of things for this community, showing up at council meetings all the time. We appreciate y'all being here. It's always good to see smiling faces out there and standing up and telling us what you think we're wrong. Police department, fire department, I know y'all got a tough job. Thank y'all for being out there no matter what the weather conditions are, looking out for our safety. We did have 3 retirees and 1 relocation last week, so I want to personally thank each and every one of them. Jan retired. Her last day was Friday. She did a great job with the city. She'll be missed. John McWhorter retired last week. He will be missed as well. And Amanda found a new position in Auburn, so we wish her the best of luck in her new position. Let's see here. Bill wants to make notice that the open house for the new high school is Wednesday at noon. They're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony. It's going to be open to the public to kind of walk through the school system. We got a tour of it earlier this year, and I was very amazed at what that school looks like. This school system is going to have a lot to offer for our children, and they're going to prepare our children for success in this world that we live in today. They're going to have opportunities most schools don't have. We're going to have it here. So that's something to be proud of. Mary, I'd like to thank you for what you do. And Stephanie, we couldn't do what we do without you. So thank you. And that's all I have to say tonight. And Mayor, you got any final comments?
Just like to thank everybody for being here tonight, and you came out in mitigating weather, and I think it's getting cold again tonight. I just remind you the challenge of the future is before us, and it's going to be a norm for our time. Every community surrounding us is competing with us for population, for houses, for labor, for jobs, and everything else. And the only way that we can get back to the top is claim the excellence that's in the community and be salespeople for our community. Our school, the new school, is second to none. And, you know, we've got to start there with a good football season behind us, teachers and educators ready to start building a future from a new venue, and we hope them well. The hospital, we have the top third-rated hospital in the state of Alabama, not rural, but the third-rated hospital in Alabama, counting all the big hospitals. We've got it right here. We've got Highway 280, we've got Lake Martin, and we've got you. So we've got to go to work, sticking together, and together we can do better in the future than we've done in the past. And with your help, we will. May God bless us all.
Thank you, Mayor. We don't have an executive session tonight. I would like to make everybody aware, our next council meeting is Monday, February the 16th. We'll have a work session at 4:30 and then 5:30. With that being said, I take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
A motion to second.
Second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. Meeting is adjourned. Thank y'all for coming.